Activate.
All right, everybody, welcome to This Pink Cloud. I am DJ Kelly Reverb. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. We are a show that is about multiple pathways to recovery, mental health, all that kind of good stuff. Please like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo. Ring the bell. You know what I mean, brother? No.
Woo!
Woo! Ow!
Woo! Ow!
You getting some caffeine?
Yeah.
As always, sitting in with me, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chad Lamont.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Hey,
man.
You should go.
Hey.
Got a cigarette?
Hey man.
Hey man, you should.
Hey brother.
Hey,
I think
you-
this is cool.
You should give me that.
I
You should
appreciate
give me
I
that.
appreciate you having me on the show. I think it's cool. I think it's a good opportunity to learn a bunch of stuff about stuff, especially recovery stuff.
All right, man. And then always, one of my favorite guests, when we get him to sit in, it always classes up the show, I think. He is an LPC, LCDC, a psychotherapy advocate, I guess.
Psychonaut, dude.
He's a psychonaut. ladies and gentlemen, I like to call him the King of the North. Give it up for Mr. Dusty Burrows.
What's up, guys? Yes, it's a psychedelic integration therapist.
There we go. Yeah. So you are a firm believer in that.
I'm a big advocate for psychedelics in recovery and any kind of recovery, really. Mental health, trauma.
You are
marriage,
a recovery proponent.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, the one thing he's not of is a microphone
I'm not a
proponent.
microphone.
He's not a microphone proponent.
He is
guy.
a proponent of
He's a proponent of
mouth-
non-miking.
of mouth
I am not a
breathing.
student of LL Cool J.
Anyway, dude, thanks for coming out, man. Always
Happy
a
to be
pleasure.
here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
And I am excited about having this young lady in. It has been a while in the works.
It's been a long
no,
time
no. And it's like, it's just like things happen. Like, you had your almost heart attack.
Yeah.
Where you were in the
that happened.
ICU, and then she was in the hospital for pneumonia. So it's been like schedule, reschedule, schedule, reschedule, schedule, and I think it happened like 3 times.
It did.
Yeah, but I'm excited to have you because, I heard a little bit about your story, so I'm really excited to hear it in its entirety. Give it up for Karen Jackson.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're glad you could make it.
So am I.
Yeah. Well, so why don't you? Normally, how we start out is you just give them a little bit of your backstory and kind of how you grew up, and then I know that some traumatic stuff happened.
It did.
But let's tell a little bit of the backstory and paint a little picture for the audience.
And make sure you got that mic just
yeah,
kinda
just
centered.
right here. Yeah.
Okay, is it
There you
right
go.
here?
Yep,
That's
you're good.
good?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I grew up actually in a small country town in Louisiana named Bernice.
Okay, now where is that near?
It's close to Ruston and Monroe.
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 Okay,
there we
it's
go.
like a
She names
25 minutes.
I love it when you name even smaller towns. Oh, it's right next to Vidalia.
Ruston's kind of small too.
Right.
Ruston's where Louisiana Tech is.
Okay. All right.
So it's real close.
All right.
About 25 minutes from Monroe.
Right.
Anyway, I grew up in a upper middle class family.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. I had a good upbringing, and I started dabbling off and on. I would try things growing up, but nothing really substantial.
Sure. Was that like pot and maybe a
I never
wine
really
cooler?
liked pot, but I like to drink and the cocaine.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Cocaine.
Right.
And-
Nose beers.
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up, my mother at the time, she lived in right outside of Dallas in Terrell. And so I actually ran away from home. I had a little Carmen Gill convertible. So it's
Nice.
16.
I love, Carmen Gia convertible. That's great. That's
was
a
my
VW.
first car.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I love that.
I
yeah.
wish I had it now. It'd be
Yeah,
worth
it's so
something.
cool. Those are so cool.
But I jumped in there and grabbed a couple of my dad's checks going out the door.
A couple of checks. I like
Yes, I went to the liquor store, bought an 8-pack of Miller Ponies,
that. All right.
and I set out for Texas looking for my mother. So
Okay.
I found her, and she was more like a sister type relationship I had with her. You know, she would take me into bars with her and things like that. So,
And how old were you when this?
at that time I was 16.
Okay, so 16, and then what was the age difference with your mom? How much older was she than you?
You know,
Like maybe 20 years, 18,
Yeah,
or how
at
old was
least.
she when she had you?
I don't know. She was like 20.
Okay.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So a young mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I moved in with her. I ended up moving in with her for a while. And I was underage working in a bar at Lake Tawakoni.
Oh yeah.
And then my first husband, he owned a liquor store there, and he would deliver the liquor to the bar that I was working in. That's where I
Right.
met
That's
him.
a match made in heaven.
Yeah, you're like don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do.
So anyway, we ended up getting married, and we had 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved back to Louisiana. That marriage didn't.
Right.
That marriage didn't
If
work
you want,
out.
you can raise the mic up.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move it around however you
Move
want.
it around however
Okay,
you
is
want.
that good right
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay, so that marriage didn't really work out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I ended up moving to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went to work. I was at a place called Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be Dreams on Commerce, and then I worked at Baby Dolls for a while.
Okay.
I've heard of those.
Right.
Might have heard of those.
Right.
Anyway, so that's when I really started getting back into the drug scene
Right.
and things like that when I was working there.
Now, was Baby Dolls, was that the one on Greenville, or was that
Northwest.
Northwest Highway?
Northwest Highway, baby. Shout out Northwest
Right,
Highway
right.
for everything. man.
The
Road of Dreams.
the
dude.
European Crossroads.
Yeah, there, and also lipsticks for a while on Harry Hunt.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But from there, it was downhill from there because from there, then I started escorting, working for escort service.
Okay.
And studio to support my habit.
Right. And
then-
was the DOC cocaine mainly, or what?
It was, but alcohol was my number one choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
and so after that, I ended up my teenage daughter, Precious. She was in Louisiana because I had given temporary custody to my stepsister.
Well, now, how old were you when you had Precious?
Oh God.
Ballpark.
20
20, about the same. Okay.
at that time.
Right.
And so, anyway, I found out that she was murdered, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and dumped out by a lake on a road called State Line Road that separates Louisiana from Arkansas.
Now, how old was she when she was murdered?
She was 18.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was 18.
So then you're like 38 at this time when that happens.
Yeah, and what was so bad about the situation, because then I was pretty heavy into my drug use, and most of my family had already washed their hands of me at this point, because
Right.
which is understandable because I had burnt those bridges, you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure.
So anyway, she passed away. She was murdered, and the thing was, they didn't tell me until after her funeral.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Yeah.
like I never got to even tell her goodbye.
Right. Yeah.
So I was really devastated. And from 2007, when that happened, I've been wasted every
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
after that. You know, I just didn't want to feel anymore.
Right. Well, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heavy thing to. And was she your only child?
No, she was my third.
Okay.
She was the youngest daughter. And my oldest daughter is Summer. And then my next daughter is Sasha. And then Precious is the one that was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a son named Sterling.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And
How are the other kids? I mean, are they're good?
Okay, Summers, she's really good. She's married to a really nice guy, and she has a son. And they live in Louisiana.
Okay.
And Sasha, that's a whole nother episode in itself. Right. She's doing time. She's doing 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Actually on a murder charge.
Okay.
Okay. And she's locked up right now. And Sterling, he's doing good. He had problems for a little while there, but he got himself together now, and he's working and staying clean. And so,
well, so now did your older daughter keep the fact that Precious was murdered? Did she keep that from you as well, or was it who was it that kept that information from you?
Okay,
like your parents, or
well, my dad did, but I think. The deal was they said that my stepsister said she thought that I would make a scene at the funeral.
Right. Well, hey, it's my daughter, so hey, I'm allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that was really that was hurtful.
That's really what set it off, is what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made me really go in deeper. And so at this point, I ended up. I was on the streets, basically. I married another guy.
Okay.
And he was very abusive to me, very abusive to me. So,
right.
So I was lucky to get out of that. I got out of that marriage, but I'm married to someone really good now and treats me good.
Right, and that's important.
Yeah, it's really important. And so after I hit the streets, I lost everything. It was so bad that I didn't even have a cell phone. I didn't have anywhere to stay.
Right.
I was doing really bad things, jumping in and out of 18-wheelers, to support my habit.
Right. And had your drug use graduated from anything from, I know the go-to was always alcohol, but then did you also throw in like meth, or did anything like that happen?
I've done meth, but after you do cocaine so long, the meth really doesn't do anything for you. It didn't for me, but if it was there, I did it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I was the same way, man.
Yeah.
I was the same. The only reason I did meth ever when I was shooting up is because I wouldn't do heroin by itself anymore, and I had to be with something.
Right.
And I wouldn't smoke it, and I never smoked crack, but I would just, if I couldn't find coke, I would do the meth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was something else.
Right.
Like once that thing becomes, and so if it was there, I was doing it.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't there and I could find coke, then I was doing that.
Yeah, that's basically how I was.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we're going to 2018. I get to 2018, and I'm like so just rock bottom, and I'm like, and I knew in my head, I had planned. I said, well, I want to rob a bank. I think I can do it. And,
Did you watch like some movie or TV show that made you go, oh, I think I could do that?
Well, yeah. That set it off, and a whole lot of other ones.
All right.
And I just, and I started looking it up and reading on it.
Doing your research.
And I thought, I know I can do that. And I'm going to try to anyway. And I thought, and then I know I'm going to do Fed time, because I said, I wanted to get myself together at this point, because I knew I was just too rock bottom. I'm getting older.
Right.
I can't get the money like I used to could and things like that. And I'm like, I just need to go straight.
You need to get a retirement fund.
Yeah,
right? I need to get a retirement fund, and I need to get quick.
Right.
Well, okay. So before we get to that, let's throw to commercial real quick, Chad. If you are looking for a personal injury attorney, hit up our boy Max the Axe at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. If you go to thispinklawyer.com, it will take you to Lone Star Injury Attorneys.
It might not.
And He practices in California and Texas.
Maybe.
Yeah, and his name is Max the Axe.
Yeah, which is a cool name. Kelly didn't say it. I said it.
Anyway, but yeah, hit him up. He will get you the maximum results. And then also, we have some new music out. I know we have it streaming on the Spotify if you look up Kelly Reverb. And then we also have some downloads, free downloads.
Yeah, man. How young and trendy you are listening to Travis Scott.
We are back. Yeah, so that is actually, that first one was a remix by our good friend Donald Glaude. He did that remix of a track called "Open Up," and if you look on Spotify,
can we talk
it's
about
on,
the remix for a second?
Hold on just a second. It's on both, and then also the Reflector, which is the Arcade Fire, is streaming, or actually you can listen to it on SoundCloud, but then you can also download it for free on SoundCloud.
Yeah. So Donald
anyway,
Glaude is
Donald
cool,
Glaude.
dude, because we sent him a song called "Open Up," and he was like, "I'll do a remix of it," and then he just sends us a track that is nothing to do with our track.
No.
And it was
Donald
just called
Glaude.
"Open Up."
Donald Glaude,
and it was so cool. But there's like these little snippets where he used the stuff, but we didn't hear it at first.
So the thing
Kelly
is,
was like, "What the hell, dude?"
He goes he sends me back a track, and the main hook in the track is "Open up, 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 don't be scared," like that. So he ends up talking, and he's like, "I had a hard day."
Open up.
And open up. And then I'm like, dude, by the way, the first version he sent me, he totally left that out. He was like, "Oh no, don't worry about it, dude. It'll be in there when it's done." So then he sends it to us, and then it makes sense. But it's always fun to get a product from Donald Glaude. And he's a great dude.
Yeah,
love him.
super cool guy, but his stuff is really interesting.
Yeah,
man.
see,
Like,
he is out there.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so back to the excitement here. So we were leading up to the fact that the basically the escorting had run its course, and the income wasn't where it was at. So then, of course, as a good addict, you need a way to fund your hobby.
Exactly.
So
enter the Hollywood agenda
right.
with the bank robbery movies.
So I started thinking, well, I'm going to rob a bank, but there was a problem. I didn't have transportation.
Right. Well, and I think everybody probably thinks this at some time, or at least thinks about, hey, how could I get away with this? How could I go, that kind of thing. So you didn't have transportation.
No, so I stole a car.
Okay, that's a good move.
That's good step one for a bank
Step
robbery.
one, yeah.
So what I did.
Did you hotwire it or what?
No, actually, I got in a car with the
A John?
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
And so when he went inside the store, he left it running.
You borrowed it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And so I went to the bank. I picked a bank. It was over in Oak Lawn, actually.
Oak Lawn?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Prosperity.
Uh-huh. Shout out Prosperity Bank.
Prosperity Bank, dude.
But so you had already had this. Let me know. So you had this already in your head that you were gonna rob a bank.
Right.
So then you just all of a sudden you go, okay, well I got a car now, so it's on.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I the next morning I immediately bought me a drink, some alcohol, and pretty much killed it. I got my nerve up.
So at this time you had the stolen vehicle.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes, but
I didn't know if it went like from I'm stealing a car, then I'm
right
going to
to
rob
it.
the bank.
No.
No, you slept on it, and then okay.
I actually took it to another area
Right.
of town.
Okay.
And anyway, so what I did, the next morning, I had a drink, and then I parked the car right in front of the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went in there, and I had done enough research. I know they keep the die pack money and GPS money in the third drawer.
Now, how did you find that? Was that on the internet that you found that out? Okay. All right.
And so
I didn't know if were you casing the specific bank?
yes,
or, okay.
I went around to several banks first, and because a lot of them had plexiglass and glass up around it.
Right.
So I had to find one that didn't have that.
Okay.
Then I was looking, there was a security guard, so I had to watch him for a few days.
Right.
Actually, no, that was at the second one, not the first one I didn't watch. But
Okay.
anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So, anyway, I waited until there wasn't many men in there because they could, of course, overpower me more than a female could.
Right.
So I walked in there, and then more people would come in. So then I'd get to the back of the line again.
So you were waiting until it thinned out. Right. I gotcha. Smart.
Yeah, I had actually wrote it on a piece of paper, but I was verbal too with it when I got up there. But I was keeping my voice down so nobody else could hear what I was saying. And I told her it was a robbery.
Now, did you do a note or
I did
verbal?
both.
She just said,
Okay.
I did both. I leaned over
Uh-huh.
to her where she could hear me. I wasn't talking loud.
Right.
And I told her that I was not alone, that I had a sniper out there, which I did not.
That's smart, though. I like that.
Taking
Yeah.
notes.
And I told her to stay away from the third drawer.
Right.
Not go near the third drawer. And then she put it in there, and then I thanked her and told her, have a nice day, and I left.
Right. And you had no firearm on you whatsoever. You just did this.
I did not brandish a firearm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you had one on you. I don't want to get you in trouble.
It's a completely different charge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
it
completely
is,
different charge when it's a
another
handwritten
charge.
note and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Versus, because I learned about this when I did some time in
Yeah.
Dallas County, thinking, you know what, dude, I'm gonna rob a bank.
So anyway, I did that, and then went.
How much money did you get?
Not much the first time. It was like a little over 12,000.
Okay, so then you get the 12,000, and then you're in the stolen vehicle. Then you get back to your house or whatever.
I ditched it.
You ditched the stolen vehicle, and then you had the 12 grand. And then did you live off of that for a while, or did you?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did. I went from motel to motel, and
that lasted for what, about a month?
It lasted until April.
Okay, well, how long is that? I don't know.
Okay,
Is that
the
2
first
months?
one was February the 9th.
Okay,
Okay,
And
so
the
like
second-
2 months. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
that's not bad, man.
Yeah.
With a bad alcohol and drug habit. living in
Yeah, I mean,
motels,
$6 grand a month.
You must have been pretty frugal, man.
Yeah, 6 grand. Well,
Make it work.
She's got good finances, dude.
But then she could
I couldn't
also
do that.
she could have also been doing her other job
Yeah.
to supplement the income as well.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you know.
So that lasted a while. And then I'm like, I need more, you know, and I know that I need to the safe. I need in the vault is where I need.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to go back to the same place
I like it.
because in my mind, the way I was thinking, well, it was really easy, you know, and I studied the...
They're not going to take security measures after being
Well,
robbed.
but they
to up it.
didn't. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
I'm saying. It wasn't anything different. And the security guard, I knew what time he took a break and how long he was usually on his break. And so I was gone, you know, I needed to do it during his break
Right.
while he wasn't there. So the next time I went in, I had a backpack I carried with me. And then I pulled the lady to the side, and I told her what was up, what I was doing, and I needed to the vault, and she called someone else. It was, let me see. It was actually 3 or 4 of us, including myself.
So you had accomplice this time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's no, I didn't have an accomplice.
Oh.
The ladies, she had to get the persons with.
I got you. Yeah. So the bank manager, whoever had access to the vault.
Actually, it's 2 doors that go to the vault.
Yeah.
One of them didn't have keys to like both doors going to the vault. One carries one key while the other carries the other key. So that's why it was so many of us having to go back there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And at the time, like I said before, it was so bad I didn't even have a phone. So to do my research before this, I would go into the motel in the area. Like I was stayed there. At this point, I wasn't staying anywhere again because I was bottomed out again. And I would use their computer in the lobby, like I was staying there.
Right.
So that's how I did my research.
Gotcha. I thought you were going to say, I went to the library and researched.
But anyway, so we get in there, and I put the money in the backpack. And it took a little bit longer. I was in and out of there a little over 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
From the beginning to the end. And this is what's so crazy. I had left the car running this time.
Was it another stolen vehicle?
It was not the same one. It was a different one. But actually, I kind of rented it from someone.
Okay. But no paperwork.
No, I rented it from someone else that was in their addiction also.
Gotcha.
So...
Because there's no way they would have tied that back to you. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I did get charged with that too in the end. And with both the cars too. But anyway, what was I at?
Well, so you had rented a car from one of your friends.
You were in and out in about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Right. And I had backed the car in, same spot. I left it running. And the reason for me leaving it running is because it was an older model car. And I wasn't sure. I'm like, if I shut the doors,
it might not start.
It might lock me out. It might not start when I come out. So I left it running and backed in and left the door cracked a little bit. So... anyway, I got the money. I put it as much as I could get in there. It was really crazy.
How much was it this time?
Okay, this is the thing: $274,000.
Holy crap, man! Now, how did you go from? What did you do different?
I went in the vault.
Oh, okay. So and then you shoved it in there yourself, or did you? Okay.
I did. It's sitting on shelves.
Did you give them the whole? We've got a sniper routine this time again. Okay,
I did.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm taking notes because I'm getting ready to do this after the show, dude. I'm gonna go hit prosperity.
Can I have a ride back? I didn't drive.
Well, I told them that it was somebody watching the bank for 15 minutes after I'm gone. Do not call the police.
Oh,
15 minutes.
That's smart. Okay.
So, anyway.
So you're just stuffing money in there yourself, and you're in and out in 3 minutes with $274,000.
Yes.
$250,000.
My heart was beating so fast. And what I did, I drove the car on down a ways. I parked it, left the keys in it, let the windows roll down. And then I got on public transit again.
Oh, okay.
A bus. And so I'm on a bus with a bag with $274,000.
Right.
And I'm looking back behind me to see, if they were telling me or anything, and it wasn't. It wasn't anything. And so I finally started to relax a little bit. And then I was like, damn, I can't tell anybody, I can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
It was really, that had to be the most horrible high after I had done that than I'd ever had. It was just, I was miserable.
Yeah.
But I knew at the time when I did it that I'd get fed time, and I said, if I'm going to do time again, it's not going to be state.
Yeah.
It's going to be fed, and
Yeah.
I'm going to use that time. I'm going to get myself together.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
Well, so you get away with $274,000. You're on public transit. Where do you go from there?
to the dope trap.
Okay, with the backpack of $274,000. How much dope will this get me?
Too much.
Yeah, right. Well, so you go back, and then do you? I mean, I would be thinking like, okay, first off, I got to hide the money, and I'll just bring a couple thousand and get a couple, whatever.
I was, and that's when I left. That's basically what I did. The next few times, and then.
So you had did you actually get a hotel room and then base out of there? Or
well, yeah, and at that point I didn't have an ID or anything, so I had to pay somebody to get the room for me. And couldn't let them see what I had and things like that.
Oh, right. Okay, so you were getting it under another person's name, and then but then still then the hotel was close to the dope house, or was the hotel the dope house?
It was pretty close, but they would deliver it to me. But
well, of course,
yeah,
you had that kind of budget.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then, how long do you navigate? Yeah, with $274,000 in a shady hotel room doing drugs.
Okay, I got arrested June 6th.
So, give me a window. What month was that? So 2 months.
That was
after
April when it happened.
So April, and then what did you say?
June.
And I went to jail June 6th.
Oh, so just 2 months later.
Yeah, but
Okay.
really, I could have went and hid, but I had got to the point I was tired of hiding. I was ready to get it over
Right.
with. I wanted to change my life at this point. I really did. But I had went into the store to get a pack of cigarettes. I smoked at that time. And then there was a FBI most wanted poster. I had my picture on it.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I immediately got just terrified. And I started looking around to see if anybody was looking at me.
Well, I got a question. So when you went in to do the robbery, did you actually have a face mask or anything?
Nothing.
No hat? Nothing? You just
Nothing.
went, hey, here's my face, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one, I had just cut my hair. I went and got it cut all the way off. Really
okay.
short.
Right.
So I don't know what that was going to do.
Right.
But I tried it. So the day I got caught, you want to hear that?
Yeah, of course.
Let me tell you. Okay, there's a place. It's like a Shell station, and then a motel behind it, and then on the side, all the other people that are in their addiction are sitting out there getting high and drinking. They're homeless.
Yeah.
And so I had went in and bought I think it was a Four Loko.
Okay.
And I was sitting there talking to another girl, and she says, there's the police. And I look, and coming across the bridge right there on I-20, it was a whole entourage coming across the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before this, I saw a helicopter, and I assumed somebody was getting robbed because truckers were always getting robbed out there.
You say
and
you were
the truck
used,
stop was
you
right
were
across the
used to
street.
the ghetto bird being there.
Yeah, I was there all the
Yeah.
time. So I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, they robbed another trucker. That's what I thought.
Right.
And then, but no, it was for me, but I didn't know it.
You were like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
And then, so when she said that, I immediately killed the Four Loko.
Of course.
Because I knew I was gone. This
Right.
was the time. And
Yeah.
so they all pulled up, and he got out. And I said, yeah, I'm the one you're looking for.
All right.
And they put me in one car and then transferred me to another black car with tinted windows. It was
Right.
Marshall's.
So I have a question. How did they figure out that it was you? I mean,
I don't know, but I wasn't hiding at this point. I was out in the open.
right?
So,
were you
and they had my picture.
Were you kind of bragging about it to some
No,
certain
I never
people?
told
No?
anyone.
No?
I never
Okay.
told anyone.
All right.
Were you
But-
like Karen? Were you like me? I've always thought that the best hiding place is right out in the open. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that's true. So, and I was like that for quite a while. Well, a little over a month.
Right.
So,
But you think that probably somebody recognized you and tipped the
they
police
could have.
off or something
There
like
was
that?
a reward out there. There
Oh,
was
well,
a
yeah.
$10,000 reward out.
Well, I mean, if I'm, one of your dope buddies, man, I'm turning you in right
Yeah.
away. 10 grand.
I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
let you buy some
Yeah.
dope, and then I'm gonna call
Right.
so I can get all the money I can.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw Karen at the Shell station.
Right. She's drinking a Four Loko right now.
But they got me, and then I went to Lou Sterrett. Well, before I went to Lou Sterrett, they took me to the federal building, and I actually on my phone I have the picture of me in handcuffs when.
Well, here, we can show it. You can actually, if you want to.
It's horrible.
Well, it's okay. Yeah, but you can just show it to the
Okay.
camera.
I keep it on my phone as a reminder.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Of how.
Of how bad it got.
Yeah, and I was
Right.
skinny, and I had my hair. Okay, wait. Crap.
All right. Yeah. So just show it right there. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can we? Yeah. You can push it toward. There we go.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bones sticking.
Yeah.
I was actually in handcuffs there.
Oh,
They
wow.
took that picture, and that was what was on my phone.
Right.
And you don't look like a bank robber.
Or
at
yeah,
all there.
not really. No, I mean not. I don't know what a bank robber looks like, but doesn't look like that,
Yeah, I see you set
right?
it off.
So
So then you get arrested, and then federal building. Then what?
the
lose
federal
on the levy.
building, then they took me to. Well, the thing was, they knew I did the first one, and then the lawyer finally came to me and he said, "Look, they know basically that." You did it. You need to go ahead if you did it and say you did it now. You don't want to start doing time and then have to come back when they find out it is you and everything. So
I would have done. I mean, for me, I would have done like something like transferred the money to an account in the Canary Islands, and I would have split, man.
but
I would, and I would have
wasn't
gone.
in my right mind.
I would have
at the
gone to
time, so-
Argentina, and like where they can't extradite you, and
You've
that's
gone
how
and
I
hung
would.
out with the ex-Nazis.
That's right, exactly. But no, it's crazy that like I mean that's recent, and it was so easy for you to do that. I mean that's just insane to me that today's age that one lady with the right verbiage can walk out of a bank with $274,000.
Tenacious will.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's just insane. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy to me. I mean, I'm impressed. I gotta say, I'm a little
Absolutely.
impressed. Yeah.
Well, I think what sticks out to me from like a psychological
Hey.
perspective is, you have all this money and you really have an opportunity to kind of relocate. Probably could go anywhere you wanted for a while.
but
But where
didn't.
you felt comfortable and where you felt you belonged was the same place
Right.
as you felt comfortable
Right.
after the bank robbery and right
Yeah.
before the bank robbery. And I
Right.
think that's a kind of a testament to our thinking when we're in that rock bottom mode.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't belong
wasn't that-
anywhere else
I
but
would have,
right here.
I would have gone and bought my own rehab. I mean, I could finance that. But so then you get arrested, and then what happens after?
I get arrested
and
then-
sentencing and all that.
Yeah, sentencing and
How long did you get for
65 months.
65 months for two?
bank robberies.
What did they consider? What was the charge?
Okay, it was bank robbery, and they took into consideration the addiction, the homelessness, the age factor.
Sure.
So actually those are bad things that worked in my favor for me, and so.
So did you actually spend 65 months in jail, or did you get out?
No,
or how
I
did it
spent
go?
14 months at Lou Sterrett. They had me in Kaufman County in a
Right.
federal holdover for a while, but then they ended up bringing me back to Lou Sterrett, and I was there for 14 months until I pulled chain to FMC Carswell in Fort Worth, and
Okay.
that's why I remained. I did my time there.
Did you? So you did what? 85%, or did they not let you?
Well,
out
I
of
got arrested 2018 June 6th, and I got out January 2021.
Well, you blew
Okay.
through 12,000 in a couple of months on the first robbery. How much did you blow through in a couple of months on the second one? I don't know if you want to answer this. But
Well,
Yeah.
like I told him, it was never recovered. I gave it to the homeless.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
But
like that philanthropy.
But there's some homeless guy walking around with gold teeth and like a fur jacket, like full length, and yeah. No, but that was nice of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The spirit of giving.
Right.
But I did my time at Carswell. I couldn't program while I was there because COVID hit,
Yeah.
and so we were in lockdown a whole year.
Right. And what year was this? Was this like 2020 or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, I think it was, and then caught COVID there, and I'm like, my God, I've survived everything, and COVID's going to take me out.
Right,
I'm gonna be in
right.
prison. That's the way I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I did my time reading. I pretty much self-isolated state.
Right. Well, it's funny because, Chad was also in jail, but for different. Like, why didn't you have something more ambitious? like
I don't know, dude. But dude, we'll talk off camera about my ambitions when it came to that.
He did. Yeah, he did. He had a different set, scam, so to speak. But I'm like,
Yeah.
man, if you can make it with $274,000, that's the way to go.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing about all of it, dude. Is like you could have the most perfect plan ever,
right.
and then when you get it done, you're just like, that's not enough.
right.
I want more.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that was too easy, dude. I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then one day you're like, I'm never gonna do it again. Hell yeah, this is cool.
I
This is enough.
definitely got greedy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so then you do your time, and then like how does the recovery part come in, or
I had just made up my mind. I said, when I get out of here, I'm not going to smoke another cigarette.
Okay.
I'm not going to drink. I'm done with all of it. And that's basically how I did it. And then, of course, I had to go to drug classes once I got out while I was on
Probation,
federal probation. And then just last year, I got awarded by the feds. And I have a picture of that to you.
Let's see it,
Picture
yeah.
For making the most, it was like kind of like an achievement type award.
Okay.
Making the most drastic change.
Yeah. So
thing.
you go from being on most wanted to most awarded to the best recovery.
Right.
All right. And it's no big deal. I can edit out time, so don't feel rushed.
Okay. Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because you just have so many layers to
Here's
your
the-
life and, the different traumas.
Well, here's the thing on TikTok.
TikTok.
I had made a video about it.
Okay.
But that's me getting.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. That's you getting awarded.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go back to it.
But I was talking, saying a little speech of, there it is.
Oh wow.
That was my probation.
Right.
officer.
And so, then in time, did you say you spent 85% of the time or that you were sentenced to, and then you got out?
I got out, and the thing is, like, my husband now, like, I dated him off and on, like, when I was in my addiction, but
Okay.
he didn't do anything, and he no drugs, no alcohol. He only smoked cigarettes.
Right.
So we could never really have anything together. So when I went there, we could have video visits. And on a video visit, he proposed to me. And then the day I got out, he was there to pick me up.
Oh, wow.
When I got out in January, and then we got married in March. So
Of what year?
20. Well, it was 22 by then because I got out in 2021.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
No, it was the same year. It was 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're about to have another wedding anniversary on the 20th.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
let me, because I found out about you through my buddy Micah, who I used to work with. He's a very interesting guy, involved in like the electronic scene and stuff like that too. But also works in recovery, and that's how I met him when we were working at Phoenix House together.
I know,
and he was
he's
like,
so
"Dude, I
nice.
got somebody that's fucking perfect for your show." So that's how this whole thing started. So
Right.
why don't you tell us a little bit about like what life looks like for you now?
Okay, so I've been working a little over a year now at a drug rehab. And
Okay.
I'm a chemical dependency technician,
All right.
Hell yeah!
and I really love it. And I get to lead groups
Yeah.
on life skills and other things. And I love my job, but I've been there a little over a year now. But that's how I met Micah.
Yeah.
His counselor there.
Right.
And
And what's the place called again?
can I say the name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
It's Homeward Bound.
Hell yeah!
Oh
man.
yeah,
Shout
so
out
shout
Homeward
out.
Bound,
Yeah,
dude.
no, we love Homeward Bound, and we talk about Homeward Bound all the time because it's an asset to the
It's a
community.
huge asset to the
Okay.
community.
You know, so we
it's
love
a really
that.
good place.
Turtle Creek, we love it all.
I
Maggie's
think
place.
they
yeah.
changed to Cinecore, right?
Yeah.
Turtle Creek is
Cinecore.
Cinecore now.
Right. But anyway, so that's great. So you work at Homeward Bound, and you're the chemical. You said counselor, or
I'm a
what?
chemical dependency technician, but I'm
Technician,
going to be
okay.
a counselor.
Ah, okay.
Awesome.
That's
Shout out.
great.
So
That's great. So then, what have you found effective as far as, like, I mean, obviously, you know, abstinence kind of worked for you, but then were you also working like a program where you work in 12 steps with that, or how did it go for you?
no, I actually didn't. With me, you know, it was just like I said, it was a mind thing with me. I just set my mind to it. I made
Right.
up my mind
Sure.
that I wanted this other life. You know, and all of the things like when you're in your addiction that used to be hobbies and things you stop doing, you're not around your family anymore. All of that's away. And then it's like the longer that I'm sober and clean, all those things start being interesting again to you
Yeah.
and come back into your life little by
Right.
little.
Sure.
And then, like my job, my job helps me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day I go there, it's
Sure.
like it helps me in my sobriety.
Well, it's your way of
sure.
giving back.
But like in my groups, like I say this on my phone. I show a lot of the clients. I'll show them that picture. I'm
Sure.
like, if I could come back from this, you could come back from anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, I try to encourage them.
Right.
You know, and I love it. I love the clients, and I just love everything about it.
Right.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's great.
It's quite a testimony.
Yeah, I love it. And then, so have you done anything like as far as therapy or anything for like PTSD, your past trauma and stuff like that? Or?
I did when I was, of course, locked up. I did.
Right. Okay.
But
Did you find that helpful?
I did find it helpful.
Yeah?
Yeah, I found it helpful.
Okay.
Like, I used to have to take medication, like for nightmares, night terrors,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But with time, I don't. Every now and then I'll do it.
Uh-huh.
You know, but
Right.
not much. I'm
Yeah,
not-
it's kind of dissipated, like you've processed
Right.
the grief, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not on any medication now.
Right. Well,
Hell
good for
yeah.
you.
Oh.
Good for you. That's
Doing real
great.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to open it up to questions. If Dusty, if you got any questions,
What is fucking Kelly, a fucking teacher now? Did you hear that? Well, I'm going to open up the room for questions.
right.
Fuck you.
I
I just want to
ignore
say
him.
again, like you have quite a testimony, and what do you
Dusty,
find?
there's a mic.
What do you find?
Look at Chad. There you go, dude. Thank you.
What do you find the most rewarding in recovery now? Because you went through quite a few years, and there's a lot of darkness there. And now you have this brand new life. What do you find the most rewarding now?
With my new life,
Yeah.
just the normality of it, just a normal, happy life,
Right.
but without all the drama, the not knowing where you're going to sleep, where your next meal is going to come from,
Right.
how you're going to get your next fix.
Being transient can be
Yeah.
be stressful. Yeah.
and just-
Joy of the
and-
things that other people find mundane, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and making an honest living, paying taxes, doing the normal thing. You
Yeah.
know, that all those years I threw away. You know, I'm just trying to live my life right. I am living it right.
Well, that's
Yeah,
great.
man.
Good for you.
Yeah, and that's like the thing that a lot of people don't realize is like once you've had, I don't know what the quote is. You probably know it because you're smart. Kelly wouldn't know it because
I
he's
can't
dumb.
remember shit.
It's like the he who has nothing stands to have everything. And it's like when you have everything ripped away from you and you're homeless and you're this and you're that, you get back to life. And like in my experience anyways, like, yeah, when you're sober and you do it, like, dude, I started caring about the stupidest shit. The shit I used to take for granted all the time.
Yeah.
And like just being like a normal citizen and like just doing all this stuff. It's wild, man. It's absolutely wild.
You're just now getting back to where, like you're like, oh man, I'm doing grown up stuff, like take care of your health and then, registration and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want to talk about the tollway, dude. I don't want to talk about those people.
But anyway, so I do want to thank you for being on. And then we give the guest a time to shout out anybody if you'd like to give anyone a shout out. Like Homeward Bound or anybody.
Homeward Bound and Micah. Thank you, Micah.
Thank you, Micah.
Shout out, Micah. All right.
Are we talking about
Husband?
the same Micah?
Micah.
My
Micah B.
husband, Jasper.
Hold on. Shout out Jasper. All right.
My nephews, little Danny, Joby, Caleb. My daughter, Summer. And my son Sterling.
All right. Well, we hope Sterling gets on that right track, right?
He is on the right track. He's doing really good.
He's doing good?
now.
Okay,
He's
that's
doing
great.
good.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing your exciting story with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is a good one, man.
Yeah, no, it was
always
definitely
cool,
good.
dude.
But I appreciate it. And as always, Dusty, thank you for making the journey from up north, brother.
Good to be here. Good to be here. If you guys need any questions, reach out to me, sessionswellnessgroup.com.
Okay, well, and next week we actually have your friend Brandy Alexander coming on from
About like 15 minutes.
Awakening Collections.
Yes.
Connections.
Connection
Collections. one of those two, but I'm excited.
Pretty sure one of those places has been calling me about an account that hadn't been
But
settled
Brandy
yet.
Alexander will be here with us next week, and as always, Chadwick, thank you not so much.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, you're not so welcome.
Hey, brother. I just
Hey,
want to let you
brother.
know when everything's said and done at the end of the night, I just want to know how welcome you truly are.
Well, thank you, brother.
You're welcome, brother.
Anyway, remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety because if there was, we would all take too many.
Just kidding.
Activate.